is
No,
what
no,
we
my
are going-
compliments. My compliments, because doing the Viridium project was not easy, and I'm sure you will do very well in Kerala. So my compliments to you. Let me turn to Mr. Shashikumar Sridharan. Mr. Shashikumar, this is the age of AI. This is the age of quantum computing. A huge amount of disruption is taking place in the world. What do you think Kerala should do to technologically leapfrog? Because without foundational models being prepared based on Kerala's own civilization, its own strength, its own data sets, it will find it very difficult to technologically leapfrog. What is the next 2 or 3 big ticket things it should do technologically to move forward?
So the risk is that we get into the queue of various predecessors in technology, right? And we have an opportunity now. There are about 7 or 8 blocks which are completely disruptive. They're very new, and there is no incumbency of sorts. People are scrambling towards it, but there is no incumbency of sorts. Say, for example, blockchain, or generative AI, or cybersecurity in the new avatar, Industry 4.0. These are scenarios that are domain agnostic. So you don't necessarily need scale elsewhere to do this really well. Now, can we do that in Kerala? Absolutely, we can do that in Kerala. Will this give you a value proposition and notch you up a few notches in terms of excellence? I think this is a new area that we should be getting into. From everything that got spoken today, I have a top up on we heard a lot about the pull factor. We are getting ready, capacity, coverage, capability. We are seeing that being anchored really well. But what about access to markets? That's one big ticket item that we need to kind of encourage. And what about that narrative where we are going out there and saying our story from people who have been successful coming out of Kerala, right? That actually resonates a lot better. And we probably need an equivalent platform to narrate that story in markets where we aspire to be. So technology is the biggest differentiator, the biggest disruptor to, if you can't overtake from the right, you overtake from the left.
Okay. Mr. Ganju, I want to turn to you, and I wanted to ask you, because Kerala has been able to create good infrastructure, in terms of tech. It has created the Techno Park. It has created another great technology park in Cochin. But if you look at its neighboring state in south, Karnataka, if you look at Hyderabad, they've moved ahead far more rapidly. What does Kerala need to do, big ticket things, to be able to, it's not going to be hardware, it's going to be software, it's going to be technology which can enable Kerala to leapfrog. That's my view. What do you think Kerala needs to do to move ahead of all the other states in India as far as technology breakthroughs are concerned?
Amitabh, absolutely great question. I think Kerala has already started to do what it needs to do. That's why a guy from Washington, D.C. is out here to tap into what Kerala has to offer. You took some names like Hyderabad. It's a great example of Microsoft having been sold of a completely different level. And the very fact that a company like HCL Tech is in its Kerala center developing silicon engineering for the next-gen AI chips and security chips. We could have done it in any other center. By the way, I believe we have been able to do it best out here. And that experiment, or rather proof of concept...
So you've been able to do it best in Kerala?
Beg your pardon?
You said best in India or best in Kerala?
No. We have many centers, but we picked up Kerala for the profile of people required, this is cutting edge. This is as cutting edge as it can get to.
Wonderful.
And because it has executed so well, and the only definition of execution well is where the end customer loves it and wants to scale the volume. That is what has got established, and today that has given us the confidence of now bringing in more high-end customers, the best of the best, as huge data center expansion is taking place. That's where the NVIDIAs of the world are scoring, and LLMs are basically being built. So that is the high quality human capital which is needed, which is a combination where government has to step in, academia has to step in so that we get the volume of people of high value, and then industries are ready to implement and invest, execute such high value thing. I can tell you these kind of stories when they come out, and as which has started in Kerala, was in Davos this time when I met them and got invited, it will be a groundbreak. People will start pulling into Kerala rather than you pushing it.
Thank you. Thank you for those very interesting comments. I greatly appreciate it. Let me turn to Mr. Matthew Oomen, and who's the CEO of the Geo Platforms. And my belief is that Kerala is a society, which believes in going green. It needs to grow in a very sustainable manner. It's a state which believes in platforms. It's a state which believes in technology. What has been the Geo Platform story of Kerala, and how are you looking at transforming Geo Platforms using Kerala as a vehicle?
Very good. First of all, thank you very much in allowing us to be here. Being from Kerala, clearly I'm extremely passionate in terms of doing the right thing for Kerala. I think for everyone here, the first thing that connects is connectivity. And let me tell you that Reliance Jio has transformed connectivity, hopefully, for the whole of India, and actually now for the world. Why do I say that? Because when we were $45 billion only in 2016, Mukesh Ambani decided to invest $20.5 billion in telecom in India. Now, anyone would have said this gentleman is crazy. Now, everyone has a perspective on the Ambanis. Let me tell you, I also have a perspective on the Ambanis. Why I say that, when the connectivity per GB was 250 to 350 rupees, today all of us are enjoying 10 rupees or better per GB. And I would say anything and everything starts with connectivity. As far as Kerala is concerned, I think connectivity, compute, AI, quantum compute that you mentioned, as well as robotics, these are the emerging economies that we have being ease of doing business, being the best startup ecosystem. We are the best suited in India for sure. But to make this happen, we need power. And since Mr. Kant mentioned the sustainability, if I tell you we should go nuclear, now nuclear is only one part of it, so we should do nuclear energy. But nuclear energy in the new world is the small modular reactors. I think that's very important. Land reforms. I think if you have to do land reforms in Kerala, now I may be punished for this statement, but I genuinely believe a land reforms amendment for Kerala is needed because we don't have enough land. And I think there is a great opportunity. The other is, gentlemen, and ladies, our biggest value is our own perception of where is Kerala, who's Kerala. And I think each one of us have a great opportunity to sell Kerala to the rest of the world. And I sincerely believe in that. There is no nation, no city, no Keralam. And since Amitabh Kant mentioned LLM, let me also tell you, Kerala-specific Keralam is needed. That is Keralm. Keralam is needed. And we can make Keralam here. If DeepSeek can do this for 5.6 million, I absolutely believe with the right infrastructure between land, power, and roads, and the roads means inland navigation, leveraging some of the technologies that we have. Thank you.
Good. So, since all three of you from the services sector have spoken with so much of passion and conviction for Kerala, let me ask you two things. One is that AI and cloud and data centers all are going to consume so much of energy. A huge amount of energy is going to be consumed, and according to International Energy Association, the total amount of energy being consumed will be more than what the country like Japan will be consuming by 2026. How does Kerala get that energy? You are saying small modular reactors. Now, small modular reactors will have a gestation period because some laws have to be amended on that, the Nuclear Waste Act, etc. Is it possible for Kerala to go on renewables? Number one, to my mind, is that a feasible proposition? Number two, and I want all three of you to react on this. The second is the last administrative order issued by Biden was to limit the supply of GPUs to India and controlling supply of GPUs. Now, is it possible for Kerala to do converge top-class software, very clever engineering of software with limited hardware capability, or would you require very extensive capabilities of computing power also? Because DeepSeek has demonstrated that you can converge limited computing power with very good software. Is that a possibility for Kerala? And all three of you can respond to this.
First, Amitabh sir, this is on we are the hub of the IT technology supply chain globally in terms of human capital. About 19 to 20% of that comes from the state. They may not be working here, but they come from the state.
They work from the state?
May not be working here, but they are coming from the state.
They're all Malayalis.
They're all Malayalis. I mean,
Yeah.
look at talent leakage like us, all of us,
Yeah,
right?
except Mr. Ganju.
So if we think that we cannot do it, I think that's like a mathematical impossibility.
Yeah.
I think we can do it.
Yeah.
Now the question is to be really smart to make sure that we are designing it optimally to the needs of the emerging global demand in terms of power, in terms of footprint, in terms of sustainability and all of that. But I absolutely believe that we can do it.
Yeah, wonderful. Mr. Ganju.
It's a no-brainer. The very fact, if you see a lot of top technology innovation in the world that is been taking place, and you look at the companies who are doing it, and then you double-click into those companies, into those labs, into their headquarters, I think you will see a lot of us out there.
Are you saying that Kerala needs to get a number of its good brains who are abroad in different companies back into Kerala to do innovation?
I'm saying both. So first of all, COVID actually taught us that you can do work remotely.
Yeah.
Secondly, it taught us that rather than having one major central hub and pulling talent from everywhere else, you can have hubs in different places where this talent is coming from. Yeah. As long as this talent has the right infrastructure, the right incentives, and they're closer to their home base and their roots, they would love to come back. So I'm very confident that people from Kerala, be it outside of India or be it in other parts of India, would love to come back here as long as they have equal or better facilities and an ecosystem to be, living their life. We are talking of Gen Z type of profile of people.
Yeah.
By the way, this profile of people are also very sensitive to sustainability.
Yeah.
They're sensitive to diversity. So these are all great attributes of Kerala.
And culture.
And culture, absolutely.
And they all believe in diversity.
That's why I said diverse. Yeah. And that's playing to the strengths of Kerala.
Yeah.
Okay? And so I believe this is where, and the high value thing I'm emphasizing again, because there's other parts which is more volume centric in the technology services. Here, leveraging that skill for the next gen products and technologies, which is definitely going to be semiconductor based, AI based, IoT based, ML, everything. So this is a great opportunity for anybody to tap into at an early stage and leverage.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very nice. Mr. Shashi Kumar, your views.
Oh, Matthew.
Sorry. Mr. Matthew Uman, your views.
No worries.
Matthew,
First of all,
I loved your earlier perspective. That's why your perspective is very important.
No, thank you, sir. So he had a couple of questions. One was with respect to sustainable energy, what we can do in the near term. Unfortunately, we don't have land in Kerala. So solar is going to be a very hard thing to do because you need a boatload of lands. Since someone mentioned boat is very critical for Kerala, there is boatload of land is required, so it's difficult. Wind. Wind is a possibility in certain areas along our coastal, but it comes with other ecological challenges because Kerala is very ecologically and people friendly. The third one is hydrogen fuel. Hydrogen fuel, I know Mr. Jyotilal is having a very lot of activities in Kerala trying to look at that. So hydrogen is a possibility. But Kerala, for all the things that we just discussed, whether it's AI, quantum compute, or GPU, and I'll come to that specifically, Kerala will read more than 1,000 times the power that Kerala has today if we have to put a reasonably high number of GPUs. And that's what Mr. Kant was, I'm sure, alluding to, because in the US, they have put a new law called the AI diffusion law. That means is you cannot export certain GPUs for certain levels. And that's what the Chinese teams did through DeepSeek. They had an N-4 level of GPU. That means 4 levels behind and yet produce a product that was able to do much better. And that is the opportunity for us as Kerala to do Keralam, as well as, I would say, the magic of Kerala. Because we hear from Mr. Trump, from MAGA, to Mr. Modi, to MEGA, which is Make India Great Again. I think we can make AI great industry in Kerala, magic of Kerala. And I believe as Keralites, as the people of Kerala, we can do it because we have the inherent strength and the potential. Again, not for exporting people, sir, but for exporting solutions and products. Because we don't want to be just a people exporter. That doesn't create the value that we actually need as Kerala.
But there's nothing wrong in exporting skilled manpower to the rest of the world. Kerala will be exporting 30% of its skilled manpower in addition to export. You know, that's also important.
100% from, but just not being as an exporter of value power. I mean, every industry has a blend of value that you create. We don't want to be just cheap labor. We want to be high-tech, deep-tech labor. That is the fundamental difference.
Thank you. Mr. Murugapan, I wanted to turn to you. You know, you've been in Kerala for 60 years. You've seen how Kerala has evolved. Give me 3 cutting-edge areas on the manufacturing side. 3 cutting-edge areas on the manufacturing side where Kerala must take the lead.
See, on the manufacturing side, sir, it really depends on what is the resources that we have here. I think a lot of talked about human resources. Human resources, Kerala is excellent, even in the manufacturing sector. What are the basic other resources? I think the 3 cutting areas is what you have as natural resources here, add value to it. What you have as natural resources, add value to it. And this is not only in terms of raw materials, but you have natural resources as just nature.
No, but why do you say that? Because Singapore demonstrated that you can import, you can add value and re-export. It has the Cochin port, it has the Vizhinjam port. Why not import, add value here, become the biggest exporter to the world?
Yeah. So you told me 3, I told you 1.
Yeah.
All right. The second one is exactly what you say, and this is what we do.
Thanks.
What we do is we have a lot of talent that we are able to take products. We are material science people, and we have a lot of talent, and through our own research, we've now developed a whole new series of graphenes, for example. And we're able to take this to various applications worldwide. The third is that we need supporting infrastructure. I think my colleagues here, the 3 of them, talked about supporting infrastructure like power, etc. And all these are power intensive. We came to Kerala when power was 3 paisa per unit. We remained in Kerala because the talent was even better. So if we had the combination of infrastructure and talent, I think Kerala can do a lot more, and we will be more than happy to invest more.
Okay. So is the power on par with other states, or is it still lower than other states?
In terms of what?
In terms of the tariff.
See, the tariff is maybe slightly lower, but when power is your raw material, it doesn't matter. You need to be as to where the power is the best.
Okay. Okay. So Kerala needs more because it's got water, it's got a lot of
Absolutely.
hydro base,
Yes.
it's got the capability to do renewables, it should produce more power and sell it at a lower cost than other states.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. And that can help you to get a lot of more artificial intelligence. It can get you to get a lot of more computing power. It can help you to get more data centers in Kerala.
And more manufacturing.
And more manufacturing. Okay, great. So one key reform for Kerala is its ability to produce